What's up, guys? Water Wednesday coming at you with another Raid Shadow Legends live stream. And tonight I'm killing time in the game by raking every legendary champion that there is. We'll let a few people join the chat and then we will get to it. But if anybody has any questions or anything, then we'll get to that. Last week was exciting. Built Titus. Titus absolutely destroys everything. And now we're just kind of in a lull. This is a great time to be building up champions. This is a great time to be saving resources. Personally, I am very low on shards. In particular, sacred shards are practically non-existent on my account. I've got 3, so I'll just say very low. So I need to do some saving of some sacred shards personally. And I'm trying to be fairly conservative with my gems right now. Tomorrow is an Ascension tournament, so I will be running a lot of Sand Devil, a lot of Shogun. But other than that, I'm not going hard into the event dungeon. Quite frankly, I think the event dungeon this time around was a flop. I think the champion doesn't really compare to the previous 2 event dungeon champions. I would much rather have Odin or Queen of Hearts. And they just made the boss too hard. He's still kind of too hard. Made a lot of people not really want to bother. There's so much feral gear in the game now that pinpoint is less exciting. We do have Siege coming up tomorrow, but Siege takes all of about 5-10 minutes personally to do my battles. And other than that, it's just telling my clanmates, hey, let's attack. Don't forget to attack. Hey, now would be a good time to attack. Okay, my time to attack. And how about the rest of you get some attacks in so we can finish off this siege. So, siege is not the most time intensive. The only thing that's intensive is patiently waiting for your clanmates to take their turn so that you can take your turn and hopefully take down their stronghold and uphold your stronghold. But tonight my main goal is to just look at every legendary in the game. There's some legendaries that I don't even know exist. There's just so many right now. There's always new champions coming out. I don't always pay attention to the new ones. So it'd be good to familiarize myself with some that I don't really know about. And then to judge the ones that I do know about so I can share my knowledge and then maybe gain some knowledge along the way as well. So I'll get started pretty soon here, just running through a few tag team arena battles. I did make gold 2 in tag team arena for the first time ever. So I got that going for me. Now is because they made the tag team arena tiers bigger. It's honestly incredibly easy to get into tag team arena gold 2 this time around for me. Will I try for gold 3? I don't know. Sounds like a tough task. It might be possible. I might not. I might have enough to get it done. Do I have the patience to fight those fights? I'm not so sure about that. I think this is going to be my last one. And then we will probably get started on raking every legendary in the game. This is probably going to kill my throat. We'll see how that goes. But because we don't have much going on for me to do, to be honest, I think it's time to do. I do this like once a year. Well, usually I just grade every legendary that I have. Now, factions are going to have about close to 24, about 3 rows of legendaries per faction, give or take, maybe a little under. So let's say it's a little over 20. There's 15 factions currently. I do think that the final faction will probably come pretty soon. I'm going to guess it'll be coming around Christmas time. Just a guess. But 20 legendaries per faction. We've got 300 plus legendaries to go over. So I'm going to have to do this really fast. And for the most part, I'm just going to have to go with my gut instinct. Unless I don't know anything about champion, because some of the brand new champions I don't know anything about. But pretty much it's going to be S tier is something that every single person should be excited about. A is something that you should be fairly excited about because they're going to be useful in an important part of the game. B tier is like they're fine, they're usable, usually just like Faction Wars, Cursed City kind of stuff. C tier is like Faction Wars if you have to. And then F is just like there's basically no use for them in the game. So let's go ahead and we're going to get started. Lord Chamfort, I believe he's just okay. He could probably be used in like Demon Lord or something. I'm going to say that he's C tier at this point in the game. Cythalia is not that amazing. I have a 6-star Cythalia and I don't use her. I think that she honestly deserves B tier, even though I don't use her. Killian is probably C tier, but I would just, if I ever pulled him, I would just feed him into Rhonda. Siegmund, the High Shield, probably B tier at best. He's just kind of a defensive, keep your team alive kind of champion. Does have a provoke, that's pretty nice. Rhonda, I used to use a lot. Now I use a little. I still think that she's probably B tier, A tier at best. She used to be much better, but there's a lot more options in the game now. I still use her a decent amount, so I'd say that she's still at least a B tier. Black Knight is pretty much garbage. He does have a provoke and he can help keep your team alive, but I would say he's C tier at best. Staltus is really good for Dragon, but honestly, there are better options in the game now even than that. I think he's still really good. He's probably B tier, to be honest, at this point in the game. But if you got him really early, he would help you a ton in Dragon. Manaya, honestly, at this point in the game, even with her partner, is probably F tier. Probably one of the worst healers in the game, I would say. Pretty bad. Helior, there's not much to this guy. He's C tier at best. I have him. I've used him a little bit in Curse City. Not much. Timit is okay. He's like a... honestly, he's a B tier. He's pretty much a Faction Wars only kind of guy. I know that you can use him in Arena, but not really. Maybe early game you could. Rathalos is still pretty good. He's still a... honestly, he could be A tier. He still could... he can really hit in the Hydra. Obviously, with Titus in the game. If you have a Titus team, Blade Master is not really going to compare to that, but he's still good. I still find him useful. I would say that he's an A tier champion. You should be really happy if you have him on your account. Adeline, has a very specific use on my account. She is in my Sand Devil team, and that's the only reason why I would give her B tier. Most people would give her a C or an F, but I actually have a use for her, so I actually kind of like that she exists in the game. Lugan is just so bad. He's a C tier faction war Curse City kind of champion. Septimus, honestly, at this point in the game, honestly, he's lucky if you give him C tier. He used to be really good for like Spider, with max HP, but enemy max HP, but he's just been outclassed by now. He's not that good. I'd give him a C tier at best. Richtoff, I mean, he's got a little poison. He's C tier at best for like Demon Lord. Not great. Kaja is actually decent, but honestly, I wouldn't give her above a B tier as a support reviver. Like she could probably be A tier for some people. I don't get that excited about Kaja. I'd give her a B tier. Aislinn, of course, would be the faction unity champion, and there have been some interesting things with him. I'd probably give him A tier. Not the best, but pretty good. Pretty good. Uh, Raglan, I think that they just updated her, didn't they? Unless I'm confusing with someone else. She's just fine. She's like a B tier uh, revive champion. Uh, you want something better from a Void champion, to be honest. Baron used to be S tier nuker. Now I would just give him probably. He's probably still A tier. Like you can still use him in a lot of content. He still hits really hard. Taurus, he definitely used to be like S plus plus plus, but now he's probably still an S tier nuker. He still hits really hard. He can still be really good in the game, but honestly, he's a lot better with Marishka. Um, Possibly my favorite champion to have on my account. She's definitely S tier support. I love her. She's definitely one of my favorite champions on my account. Quintus, a little disappointing, if I must be honest. But I do also use him in my Sand Devil team. He is okay. Honestly, he's a B tier champion to me. He's just not as good as I expected him to be. Some people use him in Hydra. Some people maybe use him in Arena, but he's just not that great. I just use him for a very specific niche reason in a Sand Devil team. Titus, absolutely S tier. S tier Hydra champion. Watch my video, watch everybody's videos from Titus last week. He's a whole entire faction. Now, High Elves. Elanaril is a poison exploder. I would say that she's B tier. She can be kind of fun to play with, but she's not like amazing. She's a poison exploder, which is good. Pixniel is probably F tier. She's kind of trash and she takes a lot of books. Alexander, unfortunately, a free champion from several years ago. He's F tier. He's not that good. There are rare champions that do his job just as well, if not better, for much cheaper uh, as far as books are concerned. Island is fine. He's good. He has his places. I'd call him a B tier champion. Fina is probably S tier. I wish that I had her, but I do not. Othorion is definitely A tier at least. I use him in quite a decent amount of content, but particularly in Hydra is my favorite place. I also have him now in my Ice Golem team. Shiramani, kind of trash, C tier at best. Ugh. Lothaneril, excuse me. One of the few champions that I regret not fusing. He's very useful in Fire Knight, and I still don't have him. Roanos, honestly, he's a C tier Faction Wars champion. Deliana is actually kind of useful with her block buffs. I'd call her a B tier champion. She was free back in the day. Incarnate is quite a letdown. I have used her a little bit in Hard Faction Wars. I'd call her a C tier champion. Lysandra is still very good. I'm going to call her a B tier champion, but she's very useful in something like Dark Fae. Royal Huntsman, Not that great either. He's just okay. He's a C tier Curse City kind of champion. Yannicka, she had her moment in the sun against Hydra, but that got nerfed very quickly. Now she's just like a C tier nuker, but you can get her for free. So that's decent. Tatura was the very first fusion that I ever did in Raid Shadow Legends, and I still kind of like him. Honestly, there are epics that do similar jobs as him. I'm gonna say he is B tier though. He's good at what he does, but he's not like necessary or super important or anything like that. Prisma, I would not get too excited about Prisma. I could be wrong, but I'd say that she's probably like a C tier champion. Not too excited there. Lysanther, I did fuse and I have not really used him. I think he's decent at Hydra, probably a B tier champion. Ithos is an okay block revive nuker. I think he has a block revive, doesn't he? Am I confusing him with someone else? Oh, he doesn't even have that. I thought he had a block revive. I must have been thinking of somebody else. He's not that good though. He's probably like a B tier arena nuker at best. Bellinor actually can be used in very good trended teams. Doesn't have much use outside of that. Just for that one particular use, he's probably an A tier champion, but very niche. Arbiter, still an A tier champion. She's great, and you can get her just by playing the game. You can get her pretty quick these days. Supreme Elhain was my nuker for a while in Arena, and she's still pretty useful. I'd call her a B tier champion. I like her. She hits pretty hard. She can be pretty useful in the game. On to the Sacred Order. We have Roshkar the Tower. Uh, Basically, his use, for the most part, is you can build a Demon Lord team around his block damage. That alone makes him probably a B tier champion. Corvus has got some poisons. He can technically be used on a Titus team, and just that alone probably bumps him up into a B tier champion. Before that, he was probably C tier. Not too exciting. Astralon, I never see him in arena or anything. Honestly, at this point in the game, he's probably a C tier champion. Holstring, he was really good at regular Fire Knight normal, and then they came out with Hard Fire Knight, and so his importance lasted a few months. Now he's probably a C tier champion, unless you're trying to get through regular Fire Knight. Normal Fire Knight, he's very good at that. Hansel Witch Hunter, unfortunately, I don't have this champion, but even with his partner Gretel, they're just kind of okay. I'd probably call him a B tier champion on his best day. He-Man, this is pretty tight. Some people might call him S tier. He's very close. I think he's like A plus tier in my opinion. He hits pretty hard. He can be a problem in arena for sure, but he's not the best of the best of the best in my opinion. I think he's very good. I'm gonna give him an A plus. Alice is a great progression champion. When you get to the end game, she can still be useful, but she's not quite as good as like if you're a new player or you're a progressing player. I'm gonna give her an A minus. I think she's really good, and she can be good for a lot of people. Errol, Errol. They buffed him a couple years ago. He's still not that good. I still think he's like a C tier arena champion. Not that good. A best at this point in the game, probably an F tier champion. Just kind of useless. Glacea I pulled recently, and she is supposed to be an anti warlord champion, but she's honestly pretty much an F tier worthless champion. Mod is actually a pretty good champion that I almost have enough fragments for. I'm gonna give her probably an A, but I haven't personally used her yet, so I'm not totally sure about that. Wixwell, honestly, because of what he does for Titus, pretty much that combination, I'm gonna give him like an S minus because it's really Titus that does the big work, but he kind of activates Titus, so he's right up there as far as building a Titus team, and he's very useful for Demon Lord, for any of the clan bosses, other areas in the game. He's very good, so I'm going to give him an S minus. Matthias Black Flail, just a taunt champion. I don't think anybody's too excited about him. Probably a C tier champion. Gretel I have, and I've honestly never used her because I don't have Hansel. She's right there with Hansel. They're both kind of B tier. Martyr used to be one of the most exciting champions in the game with her counter attack. These days, she's probably lucky to be considered a B tier champion. Cupidus was an amazing nuker for like a week, and then people just kind of got over him. At this point, if you have Venus and you have Cupidus together, they are probably honestly just B tier. Penthroy, he also has a block buffs that makes him viable in Hydra. I'd call him a B tier champion for that alone. But Vald, I do not like this guy. Some people like him. He does have a revoke and he can do a little bit of damage, but I think he's C tier at best. Falmond Morn Sword is probably not that exciting of a faction about him. I don't know anybody that uses him. I don't know much about him. Artor, of course, we just got for free. Honestly, probably a C tier champion. Not that exciting. Sir Nick has his uses, particularly with Noel. You can also build unkillable clan boss teams with him. He's very good. I'm going to give him B tier. Cardiel, probably S tier. Times when he's in Hardfire Night 10. And I don't know. You could probably use him in Arena. You can probably use him in Amius. Maybe you can use him in Hydra. I don't know. I think he's still very good, but maybe not what he was. I don't know at this point. Supreme Aethel is a big fat fail. She's probably an F tier champion. Vitreous, I don't think that he's too exciting. Maybe a C tier champion. Very disappointing. And Noelle, I thought she was going to be S tier, but honestly, I think she's just kind of A tier. Very good, very useful, but maybe not as hype as people gave her in the very beginning of the game. Exactly what the title says. I am ranking every legendary champion in the game. I am up to barbarians. Altan would probably make me cry if I got him. I do not want him, not even for the sake of filling out my Pokedex. He used to be a Demon Lord champion, and honestly, he's just an F tier champion now. Very bad. Syl is still useful, but she's not what she was. I'm gonna give her a B. She's good, but she's not like amazing anymore. But early on, when you get her, she can really help out. Oh, pardon, I actually skipped this champion, but I pulled him a couple times since, and he can be useful in a lot of places. I'm gonna give him like a B plus. He's a good healer. He's good. I did try him in Chimera. In Cronem, I actually put in the work to get this guy. He's kind of like a fake ninja. Not as good. Honestly, he's probably B tier. Not as good as Ninja. Doesn't really replace Ninja. He's okay. But you kind of have to have Jamarsa to activate his true potential, but he does have some potential. Armand's, honestly, he's still S tier. Pretty much most live arena battles that I go against, somebody's picking Armands and somebody's picking Fabian. Sometimes somebody picks both. So S tier. Absolute S tier. Thor he's amazing. He's so good. Probably S minus. He's that good. He hits that hard. Kind of A plus S minus. I love him. He is in my Nightmare Hydra team. Very good. A lot of people still use him in Arena. You can use him all over the place. Petra is just kind of annoying to use. She's good, but only under the certain circumstances. I did use her in Hydra for a while. She's honestly probably a C tier, maybe a B tier champion on her best day. But I think her best days are behind her, so I'm gonna give her a C. Elder Scarg, absolutely terrible trash. Don't give me this dude. I'm probably gonna give him a C. Alsgore, I'm probably underrating him. I don't see anybody really using him. I'm gonna give him a C. Uh, Xena kind of fell off because I think a lot of the same people that bought Xena bought He-Man. He-Man is better. She's still very good, maybe like an A minus arena nuker. Still good, not the best. Dune Lord Greg, much about him. Pretty much all the faction ally champions. I'm just gonna give them a B unless they have really stood out, because if you get a faction ally champion, you really want the best ones. I don't think he's the best. Freya, I am so sad that I do not have her. She's at least an A tier champion. Uh, she can really smack. You can use her in arena. You can use her in a lot of other areas. Esme, you have her. I did fuse her. She's probably a B tier champion that I just simply don't use because I have other options on my account. Dune, Harold, Zaharis. I've never used him. I don't know about him. My gut instinct says he's probably a B tier champion, but I don't really know. Valkyrie, obviously, used to be one of the best champions in the game. Not quite what she was, but still very useful, particularly for Fire Knight Hard. I'm going to say that she's still an A tier champion just for that alone, but I do not have her. Rorik, I skipped this guy, and for good reason. He's F tier trash. Same with Raf Matab. I think that there was a way to. I think he was a guaranteed champion that I didn't have the sacreds for. Is like a C tier arena nuker. Skipped her on purpose and don't miss her. Archer is at least A tier, if not S tier. I'm gonna give her an A plus, but I don't have her, and you can't get her. Loki was a free champion, and he's pretty good, but I don't really use him. I'm gonna give him a B plus. I think he's usable in quite a number of areas, but maybe not elite. Elite. Turvold, he was S tier for a little while, but I think he's dropped down. He's probably like a it's probably still like a A minus nuker in the game. Can be used in Demon Lord, in Hydra. Probably not Arena so much anymore, but he's still pretty good. Ursaga, honestly not that good. You'd be pretty disappointed to pull her. His uses, I'm gonna say that he's a B tier champion. He's got a useful freeze. You can use him in Hard Fire Knight, maybe early game arena or something, but I mostly use him for faction wars kind of stuff. To Hanorok used to be elite, but now she's just like a pretty good Hydra champion. I'd probably still give her like an A minus, but not what she was. I think Odin is kind of S minus territory. Very, very good. You definitely would be happy to pull in Odin. Unfortunately, I have not. Ogren Tribes, my least favorite faction in the entire game. My Ogren Tribes champions are terrible. Let's see. Bigun. I pulled him very early in the game. He is a C tier. Nuker with a stun. War Mother is absolute trash. He's F tier. Ignatius has a burn that makes him a B tier burner. Vizig, pretty decent. Unity champion. I'm going to give him an A. Gerptuck, for the most part, he's an F tier champion. But in very specific niche uses, he is S tier, particularly with Trunda or Titus. He can really light a fuse on some of those insane Hydra teams. He's very niche, so overall, I'm going to give him all time. I kind of hate him, but he can also be kind of amazing. Gerda is kind of meh poisoner. I'm going to give her a C. Korrigar, he's a meh ally attacker. I'm going to give him a C. Jeroboam, I skipped with good reason. He does nothing exciting at all. Going to give him an F to be honest. Cracklin, super exciting. I'm going to say that he's probably a C tier champion. Moto, partnered with Esme, still doesn't excite me. Probably a B tier, maybe even a C tier Faction Wars champion. Tuskor, I don't know. Is he any good? I haven't heard much about him. I'm gonna guess that he's a C tier channel. Anything about them? Maybe they're better than I know. And if they are, then I would like to get them, but I do not know. Shamrock, kind of a C tier Hydra champion. Maybe. Not exciting. Dracgul, I hate. He's F tier. Uger the Worm Eater, I skipped him and pulled him. He's F. Give him a C tier. Stock, pretty decent. I'd say he's B tier. Got some nice little poisons that you can use. Gurgo. Let's see. I still don't think much about Gurgo. I think he's still like a C tier champion. Grazer, I'm gonna give him like an A plus. Very good. Togran the Conjoined. I don't know if there's anything to be too excited about there. Probably C tier. Bellatar, same kind of thing. He's got Intercept. I don't know. My gut says B tier. Don't love him. I don't love Ogren Tribes though. Down with Ogren Tribes. Lizard Man. All right, Lizard Men. Not a lot here. There needs to be more Lizard Men. Dracomorph. Used to be amazing. Now he's kind of a C tier poisoner. Roxum, kind of trash. C tier at best. Basatha, again, C tier. Faction Wars kind of stuff. Karen, brand new. He's got a sleep. That doesn't look very good. I'm going to give him a C. Amok the First. Don't know anything about this dude. Got Painlink? I don't know. Probably B tier. Fu Shan. I mean, you can use him in Demon Lord or something. Not much use. Probably B tier. Vargal. I feel like he's got very specific usages that is barely enough to give him C tier. Pythion, very good champion, A tier. Vergumcar, the slug with a stun. A little underrated. I'm gonna give him a C plus. Nekmothar, I love this guy. Very good for Hydra. Very good for Chimera. I'm gonna give him an A tier. Krokmar, very disappointing. I pulled him twice. And he's a C tier Faction Wars nuker. Do not love him. Teox is S tier. Please give me a Teox. I would love that dude. Krisk, one of my most wanted champions when I first started playing the game. Still very good. He's still probably like an S minus champion. Not as good as he was, but sometimes he is still amazing. Ramontu, champions you get for missions, not quite there. He's no Arbiter. He's no Marius. He's like an A minus champion. Sometimes you can use him a lot, sometimes not so much. Chogger, not that good, maybe B tier. Sulfurion, he can absolutely be an S tier champion, multiple areas in the game. Feedy, pretty new. My gut says A plus. So, Skinwalkers, one of the more interesting factions, but not so much. Norog, F tier. No thing. Well, I guess they did give him a buff. I guess now he's a C minus tier. Longbeard. He's got, I believe, he's got an ally attack that makes him pretty decent. I'll give him mildly usable C tier. Razzlevarg, I kind of like this guy. I'll give him a B tier. Bambus suddenly is able to be useful in Titus. I always kind of liked him more than others. I'm going to give him A minus tier. War Chief, kind of useless. Except for like one boss in the Doom Tower, C minus. Uko, still really good, A minus. Bracket, an F tier champion. You're not using him if you can avoid it for any particular reason. Nishak Vermin Lord is still S tier. Even the top players use him in a live arena. Gwendolyn the Silent. I wish I had her. She's very good. A tier. Bolent Freewalker is a faction ally champion I don't know much about. I'm going to say B tier, but I could be wrong. He could be better than that. Snick Track. Honestly, he's cool, but he's a C tier ally protection champion. Samson looks cool, but honestly, probably C tier at this point. Cleoteryx you get for free, and she's nearly useless. Nearly useless. I'm gonna say C minus faction wars champion. Ragash, decent nuker. I'll give him a B at this point. Lori Aka I skipped because she don't care. Sun Wukong. I don't love him as much as some people love him. I still think he's like A plus, but he's not like S tier in my opinion. Coronar, pretty much a useless champ. Umeja, like a C tier burner that I think that you just feed into Marius. Leorius used to be S tier nuker, now probably like a B plus. Marius, best legendary in the game. Some would say best champion in the game. S tier. On to the orcs. Bloodied. Hate him. C minus at best. Possibly useful in Dark Fae. Kreela, I don't have her. I think she has minimal usage. C minus. Tila, maybe useful in Hydra. C. Dag, Skull Reap, kind of garbage. Probably C tier. Artak, very useful. R, not good. C. Gomlock, not sure if he has a use in the game. I'm going to give him an F. Hing Garog, F. Trash. Shayak, Reserve Judgment. He might have a dog coming. Right now, he's like a B tier Hydra champion or something. Maybe he gets better. Aragaz, I don't know much about. I'm going to give him a B for now. Nogdar had about an hour where he was useful in this game, but he's an F tier champion most of the time. Iron Brago, kind of a C tier champion, not that good. Varl, some people really like him. I've never really loved him. I'd say he's an A minus. Others do. Jag Bonesaw, probably an F. Maybe like a nah. Nobody uses Jag Bonesaw. Bells, I do have. He's honestly kind of meh. Maybe a C plus. Warlord, my first ever summoned voice, just because he has competition. But he's still very good, very useful. Angar, not good, C tier. Raka Viletide, kind of an okay B tier support champion. Not the best, but useful for some. Supreme Gaelic, I do have him. He's very good, maybe underrated. Already kind of outdated for a Void champion. He's good. I still like him. I don't love him anymore. I'm gonna give him a B plus. Han, very disappointing so far. Honestly, I'm gonna give him C tier. I hope I find a use for him someday, though. On to the demon spawn, and we are just past the halfway mark. We've got Prince Kymar, S tier, absolutely amazing. Tyrant Ixlamore, his brother, kind of a C tier burner. Countess Licks, not that useful. C tier. Half-Rack, still a pretty good champion. I'm going to give him a B plus for Arena. Scored the half spawn, kind of a B. He's C tier, but you can find uses for him and he's free. Kenderfon, not what he was. C tier Arena Nuker at this point in the game. Sisha Flame Tongue, pretty useful. Nuker, with HP burn, that is. You can use her for like some really good spider comps. She can be useful in other areas. Probably B tier though. Not that exciting. The Crowned, I still think she's pretty good, pretty useful. I'm gonna give her B plus. I like her though. Volcano's few more. One of the favorite champions that I have on my entire account, S tier Arena Nuker. Preva, the Slitherer. A brand new champion that I don't know a ton about. I'm gonna guess A tier, but I don't really know. More too. I hate this dude. He's not really that good to have, but he's really annoying to go against. Honestly, he's like a B minus tier at this point in the game. Lord Shazar has a really annoying bombing ability. A little an A tier champion. Helicath, not what he was, but still great to have. You can build a Demon Lord team with him. I'm going to give him a B at this point in the game, though. Cheshire Cat, oh, I wish that I had him. I'm going to say he's S minus. He's really good. I hate going against him. I try to block him whenever I can. I just got Grouchos, and doesn't excite me that much. I'm going to say be better than that. Possibly, but I don't love him. Krutraxa, C tier at this point. Anithwi, B plus, maybe. Yeah, not really what you want. Lamasu is probably S. I don't know that much about. He doesn't scare me on the level that the cat does. He's probably an A tier champion though. Okay. On to the Undead Hordes, who I do not have a lot of. Crypt King Grawl has very limited usage, probably a C tier champion. Rhodos the Lost Groom is still an S tier nuker that I cannot summon. Like streamer that they made a champion out of, even though he didn't play raid. Eligaius is trash F. Morrigan is underrated A minus. Scartosis is trash F. Bad Alcazar, kind of decent poisoner at this point. C. Blood Gorged. Hit hard. Death Knight. Just kind of a super annoying champion to go against. I'm going to give him an A. Knave of Hearts. Really annoying to go against, but I don't see him a lot. I'm going to give him an A. But I don't know a ton about him. Mashalet, still pretty good, maybe like a B plus. Suzerain Catone, another F in my opinion. Harvest Jack, like a C minus at this point. Tribune, Heraclites, faction ally. I'll give him a B. Tell me I'm wrong. Lord Entertainer Fabian, S tier. Love him, except when I go against him. Necrit the Great, probably A tier at this point. He's still good, but he has problems too. Uros the Soul Cage is like a solo champion that I'll give B tier to. I don't use him a ton. Little Miss Annie, very, very niche. Probably like a B minus. Other than like occasionally you can find a place for her to nuke super hard. Vlad the Nightborn, probably a B tier with his brother. Valkanen, kind of underrated. Probably give him an A. He can be used in both Arena and Hydra. All right, we are done with Undead Hordes. Dark Elves. All right, Ray was my nuker for like a year or two. probably a year. Very, very long. Still useful in some stuff, but not amazing. Atlanticus was useful in Hydra a couple years ago, but now kind of like a probably a B or C tier champion. Uh, I mean, she does have the ally attack. Maybe she's an A still. You can anywhere that you need an ally attack. She's probably still useful, but I don't have her, so I wouldn't totally know. Foley, probably a C plus. He does have the block revive. So if you go against like a Sun Wukong, that's about it. Not the paralyzer. Pretty much in the game for his sleep, but that's on his A2, not his A1. I'm gonna say that he's kind of a C minus champion on a good day. Trath, not that good. He's like a C tier champion in my opinion. Zavia, Poison Exploder. I'm gonna give her B tier. She does what she does. Marinix, very disappointing on my account. I think she's a C tier Hydra champion, just not good enough. Vizier, uh, honestly, like B minus. Chromax, F. I've never seen this dude in my life. Swarm Speaker Ziklik, he must be brand new. He's got 27 reviews. Faction Ally Champion, I'm going to say he's B tier until proven better. I don't know anything about him. Astrolith, you're going to use her with Vizier. They have potential, they have possibilities, but not the best. Whatever I gave Vizier. Like together, they're maybe B tier. You can run some comps with them, but I don't love them. Queen Eva, uh, she's like a C tier champion that got a buff, but really, pretty much you can use her. She's really easy to build as a campaign farmer, and I did that for like a year. Ghostborn, I don't have him. People used to really love him for speed runs in the dungeons. Not so great anymore. Probably B tier still though. Ruel, I got him 3.5 years ago. More than. Got him very early in my accounts. You can make something out of him, but I don't think he's the best for most players. I'm going to give him a C tier, but you can make him good, technically. O10 of the Shell. Nobody uses this dude. Come on. He's maybe C tier. Blind Seer. Probably needs a huge buff. C tier. Lydia still A plus. Useful in so many areas of the game, maybe even S minus. Still great. Physics I never loved. I personally have a vendetta against ally protection champions. Don't love her. She can be useful. B tier. Mithrala still very good. Still very useful. A tier. Tremeria. Someone tell me how to use my Tremeria. I'm gonna get Supreme Gale. F tier. Be bummed if you get him. Fatalis Blade Master, you can't get him. Pretty sure this dude is actually not that good. Yeah. Probably F tier, super disappointing, and you'll never get him anyway if you don't already have him. Give me a Norma, she's F tier, useless. Gaius is kind of a fun bomber. Probably B plus bomber. Not as good as like Nishak, but he can do some damage. He can be super annoying to go against if you don't have the right defense to go up against him. Shimnath looks super cool. Is kind of a C tier nuker. When I got Eric's, you can get her for free. She's useful, kind of. You can do some solo stuff with her. I'm gonna say B minus. I don't love her. White Queen Ancora, I do love. One of my favorite champions on my account. She's S tier, S minus. She's very good. Gaiath, the Truth Shadow. I don't think anybody cares about this champion. Probably C tier. Bistafist. F. Thea. F. Versal. F. Mother Sibylle. I use her a little bit in Amius. C tier. Losan Kaleth, I believe, is an ally protect or a faction ally champion. We'll give him a B tier. I don't know anything about him. Mad Hatter, he's great. He's an A plus champion. I have two built. I use them both. Tennis champion at this point in the game. Theodore. He's still pretty cool. I'm gonna give him an A minus at this point in the game, but he's got great poisons. Cavalax, he's great again. He's really good for wave stuff, poison explosion teams, but now he's also kind of fun in arena. I'm gonna give him an A plus. Very useful. Give him a B plus at this point in the game. Alatreon Blade Master. Dude, I do not know enough about this dude. I think people kind of like him. I give him an A, but I don't know. I don't have him. I'll never get him. So what can you do? Skeletor. People hate this dude, but people don't use this dude. We'll give him a C. Solus. I forgot he existed. C minus. Hegemon. He's good again. A? Whirlum Frost King. Fortis. I have him. Where do you use him? Georgia the Breaker, still very good. Maybe an A plus. Carolyn the Ringer. Honestly, forgot about him again. Probably an F. Nobody uses this guy. Maybe a C minus. White King, still like an S minus nuker. Still very good. Love him. Queen of Hearts. S tier? Probably. I hate going against her. Wish I had. All right, we got 3 factions left. We've got dwarves. We got Trunda, still the best Hydra champion in the game, even with Titus in the game, but more difficult to build. She's still S tier for Hydra, and like A tier, A minus for Arena. He was S tier, then he was C tier, now he's A plus tier, useful for Titus. Kinda. Herndig, not that good. Kind of like Queen Ava. You can use him. Campaign farmer, C tier. Goffred, not that exciting. C tier. Osgren the Defiler. Know anything about him? The early reviews kind of like him. We'll say that he is interesting for the Shatter. And we'll say A tier for now, but he's brand new. I don't know anything about him. Mountain King just got a buff. He was my first legendary pull from a Sacred Shard, and I still don't think he's that good after the buff, because he just weak hits against Spirit Champions. Not good enough. I still think he's C tier. Very disappointed. Beauregard, he's got the resistance. He's a C tier Faction Wars kind of champion. Granjar. It's got AoE burn, I guess. Probably another C tier burner. Nari. I wish I could forget that he existed in the game. He's C tier. I don't like him. Dolan is amazing. He is whatever I said Thor was. He's like a A plus champion. Molly, one of my favorite champions in the game. My favorite provoker. Wixlaw might have overtaken her now, but I love her for her provokes. She's still an A plus champion in my book. Samar, I would never want. C tier. Hera, another stupid ally protection, boring C tier champion. Newt is still an S tier max HP champion. Love him. Give me my second Newt, please. Black Tusk. We've got the faction ally champion. I think he might be decent. I'm going to say he's A tier, but I do not know enough about these faction ally champions that I do not have. Oozle, pretty new. Honestly, not that exciting. What do the reviews say about him? Just kind of okay. I'd probably give him like a B on a good day, maybe a C. Tormund's still pretty useful, like a B plus champion. Acrizia still amazing, probably A plus. Senna is S tier for some content like Chimera, and Arnor the Shining. I think he's S tier. He's super annoying to go against in live arena. Shadowkin. Jin Toro. I think I don't know. We'll say B tier. I don't have a good answer on him. Lady Kimmy, still kind of useful. I'm gonna say A tier arena champion. Ninja. I love this dude still. A plus. Mishinaki, not quite what he was. Maybe a B plus. Hydra champion. Sinogre Blade Master. She was kind of disappointing on my account. I'm gonna say a C tier. Tetsuya the Deliverer, fairly new faction ally champion. I think he's pretty good. Say A tier for now. Harima. Apparently she's still S tier. I don't have her though, so that's a bummer. Yoshi the Drunkard. C tier arena champion at this point. Noble. Just put him into Ninja. Otherwise, he's F tier even after a couple of buffs. Tatsu. She is just food for the Mikage fusion. She looks super cool, but she's like a C tier best champion. Genzen, kind of cool, kind of decent. Maybe a B tier Fire Knight champion or something. Kyoku, another meh ally protector, but you kind of need her in Faction Wars. C tier. Gamoran, F tier probably. Karato, good, not that bad. B minus. Arashi the Riptide, a newer champion. I'm thinking he's probably pretty good. Ooh, the reviews say otherwise. All right. Maybe we'll give him a B for now. TBD. Ishiyama. I skipped this dude. Kind of meh. We'll give him a C. Riho, Bone Spear. Still good. A tier. Jingwan. S tier for sure. Ginro the Stork. He is the last Doom Tower champion, I think. I think he's the one that I'm working on right now. Not exciting. C tier. Shuzen the Valorous. Still S tier. On Ryu Ieyasu. Pretty sure he's S tier. Reviews say, yeah. Forget that. Last faction. We are down to the Sylvan Watchers. The newest faction with a lot of very good champions. Probably a S minus tier for at least Chimera. Elva, who I do not have. King Galker. Oella. A little bit better. We'll say B tier. Howlite the Ash Arrow. I don't think people love this dude. I'm going to say C tier. Green Warden Ruark. Not too exciting. C tier. Saoirse! She's a big fat F because you gotta spend a bunch of money to get her or play forever. And she's just an HP burner. She's probably C tier to be honest. Whatever. Estra Dream Song, A plus. I love her. She's so good. Useful in a lot of areas. Glycad. S tier? Please give me a Glycad. Lemonissi the Goldwing, brand new free champion. Probably C tier at best. Lady S tier. Grand Oak S tier. Caldor I have. Still trying to find the best use for him. I think he's going to be A tier in the end, but I really don't know what to do with him personally. Balar the Lost could be very good. I'm going to say A tier for now. No thanks. B tier. Emic, very good. A plus. Incensa could be very good. I'm going to say A tier, maybe? Arathia Corpse Flower. I do not know anything about this chick. She's got Death Brand. Sounds cool. Ooh, the reviews say that she's F and hope for the best. Neve? I believe. Spear of Nyrisa. I don't know what people feel about her. So. We'll say B tier. Cormac is an epic, so that is it. We made it through the entire roster somehow in just about an hour. And now we wait for something more exciting to happen in the game. Tomorrow I will be playing or I'll be doing a lot of Sand Devil and Shogun runs. But let's see what happens. Very very good Infernal. Get Volcanos if you can. If you're a spender, good time to be spending. Just for Volcanos. And Cheshire. And honestly, all these champions are at least pretty good. So definitely do that if you can. But not much else going on in the game, so night. Hopefully something exciting will be happening in the game tomorrow night. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Weiler Wednesday. Let me know if you disagree with any of my grades. And I'll be back with more Rage Shadow Legends content.